Hey everyone, welcome to this video where I'm going to walk you through a case study where we took a client from literally zero to 11 million US dollars in revenue using only Google Ads without any help from Facebook or anything else, which you can clearly see from the screenshot. Let me hide it. Okay, let's get started right away. I'm Boni Karia from More Than Scaling and I have lost my voice, which you can clearly tell. And a couple of disclaimers. This video is not scripted because we thought you will enjoy it more that way. Second, we have divided the whole case study into four different phases. So it's like very easy to understand. And okay, and we are going to actually break some myths. As an example, the biggest one, whenever I talk to like a brand owners, they always have a common misconception that Google only works if their Meta or if their Snapchat or if their TikTok is working, which is clearly not the case all the time. And this case study is basically a living proof of that, which is February 1st, June 13th, 2025. So it's like a recent one. And I'm recording this video on July 14th, just in case. Okay, so we'll start with the challenges. So like what were the challenges we faced before we started working with them? They didn't have Google Merchant Center. Technically they did, but it was suspended for misrepresentation, like misrep. They only had one campaign, which was PMAX asset only campaign, and even also their automated asset creation was on, which is not the great thing because whenever Google creates something, it's not as good as what you would create like manually. I mean, AI is good and stuff, but it's not that good just yet. Hopefully one day. The location targeting was incorrect. So we were trying to target only one specific country when we started. So whenever we start with a new client, we always recommend let's start with just one country, make it work, and then expand it to the other countries. So here they have selected presence or interest. So that means let's say if you are selling in US and you have selected presence or interest, so that means if someone is living in, as an example, Bali, Indonesia, and they are interested in US, they may see your ad as well. So you only have to tick presence only, not the interest. They didn't do search term analysis, which we could tell from the campaign's structure and the keyword we were targeting. No relevant ad extensions because, and again, this thing is kind of technical. Like all these things, small things. If someone just knows, someone is, let's say, if a brand owner, they know basic Google Ads, then it's kind of expected that they are not going to go into this detail and try to fix all these things. Thankfully, they found us. Um, then their automated site links, we fixed that. They had a poor branded campaign. A branded campaign is basically whenever someone is searching for your brand, they were using broad match. So they were technically targeting more keywords and targeting people who are not only trying to search for their brand, if that makes sense. And their tracking was broken, which is kind of probably the worst thing out of all this. And now we'll talk about the all phases. So the first phase is the building the foundation. So the first thing what we did is we fixed their GMC misrep. If you ever try to create GMC misrep, you probably know it's very annoying. So basically you have to fix your feed, your product pages, your policies, your contact information, your pricing, and there are some specific rules. We have like a very detailed SOPs and guidelines. If you want that, just to reach out to someone from our team, or you can find that on my Twitter as well. We give away those things for free. We got this GMC approved in like less than 72 hours. Again, this is getting GMC approved is a skill, just like driving. So we have unbanned like over 1,000 GMCs. So at this point, we are very good at this. Like our team is very skilled when it comes to GMC. So which is why it didn't took us a long time. And then we have some exclusive resources. And we have a very good relationship with this client. So we kind of use all of it. And then we optimize product feed. So basically improve their titles, descriptions, added some attributes, as an example, GTIN. So GTIN is basically, you can find GTIN either from your supplier or you can also like create a new one. But basically GTIN helps Google understand more about the product you are trying to sell. So again, it's not a deal breaker or deal maker if you don't have GTI, and if you mark like a custom product, that works as well. But we recommend that you get GTIN from your supplier or a new one, just so you can sell, like just so Google gets more context about what we are trying to sell, and who is our ideal customer. Then we added product ratings and reviews. So basically, whenever you search for a product like super popular brands, like you will see some reviews under their shopping listings and under their search ads as well. So you have to submit those reviews in your GMC. You can use applications like Judge Me or Looks. They will like on their paid plan. Basically, they will connect your review feed to your GMC feed, and again, it takes several weeks. Sometimes it works in like a couple days, but mostly it takes several weeks to actually start showing up on your ads. So even if you connect it today, it's possible that you will not see tomorrow. Like it's gonna take some time. Then we fixed the tracking infrastructure. So we use Google Tag Manager because it is probably the best free thing out there. So here's the thing, very good point. If even if you are using triple whale like how we were using for this client, we still set up their Google Tag Manager analytics and all the basic stuff, because triple whale, they don't send the data back to Google Ads dashboard. So which is why you still need to feed data to your Google algorithm, to your pixel, and the way you do this is by setting up very accurate, or as accurate as possible, tracking. So for our clients, we use GTM, and that's what we did. We even set up enhanced conversions, and we also set up dynamic remarketing tags. We have like a free YouTube video on my channel where I'm like walking you I'm basically walking you through how to set up this thing. So in case you don't know what this means or how to do it, you can just do it by yourself. But we really recommend you do this, because that way you can feed very accurate, correct, and fresh data to your Google Ad account in Pixel. Second, campaign fixes. So like they had some things here and there, but it wasn't perfect, which is understandable because brand owners, they don't, their expertise is not Google Ads, which is kind of understandable, which is why we are here. So like they had some things going on, but there were like so many things that we could improve, and that's exactly what we did. So first thing, we disabled poor performing auto generated assets. So basically how this works is there is this option where Google will create your like assets for you for Google Ads, and you have to turn it off, because most likely whenever they do it, it's not that good. We rebuilt some ad extensions. We changed the location settings for their campaigns, and then we also fixed their brand search campaign. This is like super low hanging fruits and foundational stuff. So before we start building like a super tall building, we need to make sure the foundation is strong. So that's what we exactly did. Like spending money on ad is only an investment if your tracking is set up properly. If it's not, then it's kind of an expense, because you don't know where your money went or what data did you get back. So now phase two, which is launching a scalable campaign structure. We started with shopping campaigns, and we generally recommend this to everyone. Like before you move to something super complex, keep it simple and try to collect data like as much as you can. So here we started with shopping campaign, and we started with their best seller, and then eventually we moved to their like top five like best selling products. Like of course you have to test, but we tested and we found like super early signs that these products would do amazing, and that they actually did. And we collected a lot of data using shopping ads. Now and then we move to performance max feed only. So now this gets good. So basically, when you start something, you always when you start something on Google Ads, you always want to start something simple. So you collect the data, and once you have enough data, once you have enough conversions, then you move something like performance max or demand gen or display. Because if you try to rush that, it is possible that you will lose a lot money super quickly. So just to be safe, we still take some measurements, and we don't want to blow up like client's budget on nothing. So we move to PMX feed only. Now phase number three, which is very creative phase, creative and audience innovation. So once you have decent enough conversions and you see, okay, your basic shopping and your basic brand search and your performance max is working, now you need to expand it. So this takes a lot creativity, experience, and also guidance. So here we tested probably more than 400 creatives, if not more. And we tested like all the different type of audiences that we could think of. So as an example, if you are selling something, product, and you go to the Google search tool and you see what are the other angles. You need to spend some time. You need to like research what are the other angles that you can use. I'll give an example. So let's say if you're selling flowers, it's not that you can only sell flowers on Valentine's Day. Like you can also sell it on Mother's Day or Father's Day, or like you can also give flowers if someone's trying to buy a new car or a new house. That's also a nice gesture. So all the different angles, they are not going to give you the same level of scale, which is okay, but it's going to give you some scale. So you have to find all these different angles and combine them to make it bigger. So that's exactly what we did here. Like we found our very good angle and then we expanded around it, and all of them didn't work, which is okay, which is normal, but most of them did, and that worked just fine. And then we started tasting new landing pages. So how you can do it is the same way, like take the angle which is working the best and test different landing pages for that. After you find winner, then move to the different angle. So it's like always put your energy and your ad spend where you are making the most money and then work your way down. So that's exactly what we did here. We tried different landing pages and different offer. So we tried BOGO offers. You can also, like, it depends what you are selling. You can try BOGO, or you can also try to set up like a subscription where they get like a crazy deal if they subscribe for like 3 months or 6 months. We also developed advertorials. In case you don't know what is like advertorial, it's basically different than a regular Shopify landing page. So when you set up advertorial, you will see like first relatively high conversion rate, then relatively high average order value. So that means whatever money you are spending on ad, you will get better ROI for that. So in case if you haven't tried advertorial ever, really, I really recommend it. Like you should totally give it a try, because once you find advertorial, like it will change the whole perspective, and you also get like better ROI. So why not? And advertorials work really great for top of the funnel. So how we use it is we use advertorials for like a top of the funnel campaign, specifically for PMAX and demand gen and YouTube. So yeah, next is a free feed optimization. So here's the thing, you always want your Google Merchant Center clean. Like there should be no error, no warnings, no policy violations, no nothing, because that way Google will see you as like a really good company, really good brand. So that way you will get better metrics. So in case you see any sort of errors or warnings, first always try to solve it. The second thing, when it comes to feed optimization, it's like ongoing process. This is not something you do it once and you forget it. So in this case study, like you see in phase one, we already did the feed optimization, but now in phase four, phase three, we are still doing it, because more data you collect, you need to use the data into your feed optimization, your landing page, your ad creatives, your ad copies, your basically everything. If you find something like, hey, we started with this keyword, it worked okay, but then after spending like 100K, we found that, okay, this keyword works way better. So there's no need to hesitate to replace those keywords into your landing page, your angle, your ad creatives, your videos, your images, your everything. So this is like an ongoing process. You always want to optimize like your product feed. The more data you collect, the more winning angles or the more keywords you find, always use them. You can also create multiple feeds for different countries or different angles. That's how we do it. So for this specific product, at this point, we already kind of started expanding to the other countries, and we were kind of going a bit more aggressive and testing similar products as well in the same niche. Now we'll talk about some advanced things. I'll give you like a basic overview. So the first is the competitor targeting. So as an example, if you have competitors selling the same product or super similar product, what you can do is you can target on their brand keyword or on their product keyword, and you can steal the traffic from search ads. You can also do this like on the other placements, but search ads is where you will find the most value and the volume. So as an example, you are selling a smartphone. let's say you're Apple and you are running ads on Samsung keyword, who's technically your competitor. So that way you are trying to convert people from their competitor to buy your product instead. And that's what we did. We actually do this for like all the clients, and it works amazing. I mean, there are some restrictions if your competitor, like if they have some trademark and stuff, but it's like very rare. So most likely, this is very good tactic if you have like a huge competitor in your industry, and then you can like try to steal traffic. So the more money they spend on Facebook, the more people are going to search for them on Google. So that's where exactly you show up, and you show up in a way where they can perceive your product better than their product. And there are several ways you can do it. You can only run like a simple search ad, or you can also like make a very creative advertorial where you basically present your product as a superior to their product. Next is top of funnel testing. So here's the thing: when it comes to top of the funnel, when it comes to top of the funnel, if we talk about only searches, then there is a certain limitation that we cannot like. As an example, let's say if you are targeting a keyword, and that keyword has a 50,000 search volume a month. So that's kind of silly. Now you have to find a different keyword, smaller or bigger, doesn't matter, and combine them to make your search volume bigger. And now you can spend more on search. So that's how you do it on search. So when it comes to search, it's intention based, it's not interest based. So now if you compare this with Facebook, so on Facebook, if someone is interested in iPhone, then they will see an ad for, let's say, smart cover or power bank or something, because they're interested. They are not intentionally searching for something on Facebook to buy it. On Google, if they are searching for something specific, they are trying to buy it, so it's like intentional. But at the same time, Google has some placements where it's interest based, just like how Facebook ads or TikTok ads work. So, as an example, YouTube and demand gen. Those are the platforms where you can find people based on interest, not only intention. So, that way, now you can expand even more. But again, before you move to this phase, you need to have some data and you need to have a lot of funding. Because if you want to make your YouTube and demand gen work, you need to have a lot data. Otherwise, again, you're gonna waste a lot ad spend and relatively very quickly. So you have to be careful. In this case, we already had like very good data, like a lot, and we were spending really aggressive. And at the same time, we already had enough different angles, landing pages, so we took them to YouTube and demand gen for top of the funnel, and it worked beautifully. So this is like a step-by-step process. If you try to skip any of these steps because you want to scale super quickly, it may or may not work, but most likely it's very risky. So this is the approach that we take, kind of conservative, but at the same time, we don't hold back if we see an opportunity to spend, because going from 0 to 11 million is like being a lot. It takes like a lot courage, because we are like literally spending real money. It's not only digits on the dashboard. Now the next is aggressive scaling on weekends. This is a bit different. This will be different for everyone. It's not gonna be the same, but I'll give you an example how we did it. So every time, the more you spend, like the more time you spend on the dashboard, the more you will find something which is very interesting. So for this client, we were already spending very good and everything was perfect, but like there is still something that we could do better. So one day I was like scrolling to their Shopify dashboard, and analytics section, I saw that they have a spike on weekends. So like they have like a spike in sales on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that means people are buying more on these three specific days. So basically, you can go to your Shopify dashboard, you can go to revenue, then you can click on reports, and then you can filter them by days of the week, week of the month, week, month, year, blah blah blah. Like there are like 1,000 options. And again, for this specific client, the weekend was like the perfect timing to scale more. It can be different for you, because we have some clients for them kind of Monday works the best. We have some clients for them kind of Wednesday to Thursday works the best. So it's different for everyone. So you have to find what works the best for your brand yourself. Like just go to the Shopify dashboard, go to the reports, and you will see this. So what we started doing is like we would increase budgets like crazy on the weekends, because we already know we are getting very good ROI. And then Okay, I'll ask team to add a screenshot here so you understand what I'm trying to say. So after that, you will see like we have this graph going upwards, and then on the weekends it will be like a bump. Then on the weekends it will be like a bump. Next is the continuous optimization. I already touched this a bit, where basically I mentioned that you continuously have to optimize your product feed, but at the same time, it's not only product feed. You also have to continuously optimize your landing page, your ad creative, your angle, your targeting, your avatar, your new products. Like you continuously have to do that, because let's say again, if you have just one winning product, that means you are one step away from going broke. If you have like 20 winning products, you are like 20 steps away from going broke. So like try to find more winning things. Same thing, if you have just one winning creative, that means you are one step away from going broke or losing the product forever. So whenever something is working, use that momentum to try new things. Don't be just too comfortable. So for this client, we still kept doing like a search optimization and research so that we can constantly find new winning angles, new winning avatar, new different ideas, in short. At the same time, when you spend so much, you don't only find the things making you money, you also find things where you're going to lose money. So you also have to be like a bit aggressive in terms of cutting down the negative keywords or the negative landing pages or like things which didn't work. You so otherwise again you are going to spend a lot money but not get the best out of it, because there are some things which are consuming your money but not getting or giving you anything in back. Here, you have to test new creatives, you have to test new audience signals, bidding strategies, and feed updates, obviously. Okay, this graph would work. Like you can see on the weekends here, there is a spike everywhere. So that's a weekend. Whenever there's a weekend, we spend like really high as compared to the regular days. And just to give you a snapshot before the conclusion, we did roughly a little over 11 million in 5 months. And our ROAS was like close to 3.5 using triple whale, linear paid. We found more than 20 winning products in the span of 5 months. Again, it's like if you test 100 products, of course, you're going to find some products which are going to work. But if you find, let's say, only 5 products, then you will find like less winners. So it's also about the game of volume. Once you get momentum, once you have some money coming in, try to reinvest that money into business where it kind of makes you even more and more and more. So it's like a compounding effect. And most of the revenue went to shopping channel. So that was like a shopping only, performance max with shopping, and you can also include like a shopping in your YouTube and demand gen in a different way. So here's the conclusion. So the conclusion is, first, it's not really mandatory that you will only scale your Google ads if you are doing insanely well on your Facebook. That is not entirely true. If you have a product and if you are willing to give it enough time and test it, there are high chances it's going to work regardless what platform you pick. So again, if you are treating Google as a subsidiary channel or like an optional channel, then you cannot expect it to like make you more money than your main channel. So you also have to treat, like if you are trying to test Google ads, like you also have to treat it like a serious channel. Because let's say you always treat it like not as good as Facebook, like you don't test as much on Google, then you're not gonna see like as much like numbers or like winning products or revenue that you see on from your main channel. So as an example, you spend like 80% of your time on Facebook, 20% of your time on Google, and then you expect why Google is only bringing me 20% of revenue. Isn't it obvious? So it's also a trade-off. Like if you are really good at Facebook, then you should not like try to cancel it and go to Google. Might as well find someone else who can do this for you. But that's kind of the theory behind it. So just to summarize everything, we started with zero client. We found products and winning products relatively quickly. We solved the GMC suspension, and then we fixed the basic foundation, and then we scaled with a conservative approach where we wanted to scale aggressively. Of course, we try to scale as quickly as we can for all the clients, but at the same time, we don't want to burn budget for no reason. So like we always take measurements and see where we see the opportunity, and whenever we see the opportunity, we scale the shit out of it for real. So that kind of summarizes everything. Anywhere you see this video, you will find this document somewhere, maybe above, below, somewhere, and you may see a different document, like not the fully different document, but like different formatting and some new things added or some things removed from this because we are still doing some finishing touch. And if you are still here, thank you so much for your time. I really hope you found some value from this case study and this video. If you did, please tell us so we can make more of the case studies and more of the videos like this. If you need our help to help you out for Google or like a GMC or anything related to Google Ads or YouTube Ads, do let us know anytime. You can reach out to us at morethanscaling.com, or you can reach out to me on my IG or Twitter or anywhere. And okay, cool. Happy scaling. Hope you found some value and keep pushing. I'm rooting for you.